What's up, people? Zach Attack here. Not bringing a reaction video, but bringing you a review talking about an anime to the first episode. Like I've said before, is I watch the first episode, then I talk and I actually write stuff down to memorize everything I can talk about. If I talk about it out of order of how the episode went, I apologize, because I think on this first one I think I wrote one thing and then wrote stuff to it, and I think I kind of wrote underneath other things and stuff. Only this one. But wanted to talk about Taboo Tattoo. So I heard about this on YouTube because they do that thing where they have animes that anime AMV, where it's music and then it shows certain animes and they're playing just this random music that sounds good with it. I found this Taboo Tattoo because I wanted to figure out what it was called because it looked pretty cool. All you see is the images of this kid that's got like a tattoo on his hand, it looks like, and all that. So I wanted to look up what it's about. So I watched the first episode, and it first introduces this guy running what looks like a thief, possibly, and this girl just pulls out a gun after cutting him off and shoots him, kills him. It's like, what the fuck? That should totally be. I mean, I know you're stopping a criminal or whoever you're stopping, but to shoot him, like, isn't that like against the law to just randomly just kill somebody? I was like, what the fuck? Okay, and then it cut prior to that to his name's Sigi. Can't pronounce his name right. But it showed him fighting off these two guys that looked like they were punks. But it didn't show much of the fight. It just showed them, blah, blah, blah. One of them running and saying, I'm going to tell my mommy. Like, what the okay, dude. And you look like you're probably in your 20s or something. And we found out he was helping save a guy that looked like he was probably homeless or something. And the guy's like, let me pay you back for, So the instant thing, I thought he was going to like weirdly give him, I knew he was going to probably give him something, but I didn't think much of like what it could possibly be. He gives him this thing that looks like it has a carved symbol thing in it, like a glass thing, hands it to CG. Sorry if I pronounce their names wrong if I talk about the characters. And the girl with the gun, her name was Toko. And all of a sudden, the glass thing with the symbol on it goes into his hand. It starts hurting him a little bit. And then the guy walks away, and CG's just looking at his hand and is like, yeah, that's when my life, like, all of a sudden changes or something like that. And then you see... Oh, wait. No, I'm stupid. Okay, so Toko, the whole thing with the gun thing, her name's not Toko. That's CG's roommate, the girl that always hangs out with him. Bluesy Floozy, that's the girl with the gun. So see, like how I got that all mixed up? Thank God I looked at my paper. But she was the one with the gun who shot the guy, was Bluesy. Toko is CG's roommate, it seems like, and friend. Now, I don't think they're related, though. Off topic real quick before I keep going. Toko and CG, I don't think they're related, because she said something about, oh, your mom told me to watch over you and blah, blah, blah. So I don't think they're related, but could be wrong. They could be. But the way she reacted all the time, it didn't seem like it was much of brother-sister. It seemed like it was more either jealousy or friends type stuff. Like they went to the store. So it showed Toko calling, CG. I guess they were late or something. I can't remember what they were doing. I think they were going to the store because she started looking at books or something like that, if I remember. Um, but before they did, he runs into Bluesy, and she all of a sudden just punches him, and he just spins, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like, I don't know how he couldn't stop himself from running. He couldn't stop himself from running, so she just turned around and just hit him. And I thought it looked like she went like that to him. And fucking what was it? God, I was trying to think what it was. Oh, and then she was about to help him up because she, saying sorry, whatever, tried to help him up. And as she was trying to do that, she touches his hand and it shocks him. It shocks her, it shocks both of them. And she's kind of sitting there like, what the fuck? And she walks away instead of helping him up and is like, be careful next time. And all of a sudden changes her attitude. Instead of like being, oh, I'm sorry, blah, 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 and all nice. Now she just changed to a different person and just walked away. And then the school for Toko and CJ, that there was school and all that. School was over. Then they went to, I want to say like a store, pretty much, to get food that they were going to make at the house, that she was going to make at the house. And as he's coming out of the store and she's still in there, he sees Bluesy, and Bluesy's like sitting there, oh yeah, sorry about earlier. I think she actually tells him sorry. Then snatches his phone and runs off. And he's standing there for a minute like, this bitch just really took my phone. What? So he starts chasing her, and all of a sudden chases her all the way down to this like warehouse looking, abandoned warehouse. And then she's looking at his phone and looking at, oh, middle schooler, blah, blah, blah. His name's this, and that, and then something else. And then she comes down and asks for the tattoo he's got back, that the military in America wants, the tattoos or something back. And he didn't know what she was talking about. He had no idea what she was talking about, nothing. And next thing you know, she starts attacking him and starts beating him up. And then all of a sudden, he had to start fighting back a little bit. And then when they just kept going combat back and forth, fighting and stuff. And then you see an image that I think was his dad. And he thought he was going to die. And then the girl pulls out a knife and then stabs it next to his face, but doesn't stab him. And she's all of a sudden just sitting there. Oh, I must have went overboard. You think? Yeah. Like, what reason did you just have to go beating him up for, like, instead of maybe getting answers right away? No, you had to go instantly start throwing hands and stuff. I was like, the fuck? She's got problems. And I think this is part of going back a little bit prior to that, but it shows him fighting against, I think it was his grandpa, if I remember him saying, learning how to fight. And as he's fighting him, Jesus, his grandpa's kind of ruthless. He sits there and starts going, you know why your dad died, right? Because this, and that, and he was weak, and this, and that. And I was like, damn. Go telling him that his dad was weak and that's why his dad died. I'd be like, if you're his grandpa in a biological way, I could be wrong on all that. I might have even said the whole thing wrong. That means you're ditching on your own son, technically. Just barely thought about that. It's like, and so now, as he was walking home at one point with Toko, she turns around and wants to fight Bluesy because she was sneaking around, spying on him. And then he finally he tells Toko to go home, blah blah blah, and he'll meet up with her, whatever, see her soon, and then tells Bluesy, oh, you're not a good spy, do better next time or whatever. And Oh yeah, and the other thing about Bluesy, her tattoo is activated when she uses chalk. I forgot to say that when they were fighting, she was explaining that to him when she finally sat there and knew she was going a little too far, and straight up and told him that her tattoo gets activated through chalk, and that the fact she has a tattoo. I forgot to explain that too. That she kind of shows her after their fight. Shows him after their fight, and as they're talking about it, all of a sudden this guy, this big buff looking dude, comes out of nowhere and punches CG and is like, "Get out of my way," and blah blah blah. And you just see this glowing pink color, I think it was, off of the guy. And the girl starts, and Bluesy starts saying that his strength and everything, because I guess the guy had a tattoo of his own, I think, was enhanced, like he's stronger. So she was about to fight him, and then CG's like, "No, I got this." So he was going back and forth trying to fight him and stuff, and then the guy, with his strength and everything, knocked CG down, and he thought he was about to die because the guy had him by his neck or his head or something, because I think he slammed him to the ground by his head, and he thought he was going to die. And we still didn't know, we don't know what activates his tattoo. So he's tripping, he's having images, I think, of his dad is who it is, or it could be somebody else. So it is the first episode, so I'll learn more once I start watching it. I know obviously next episode I'll start doing reactions, so it'll make it easier. But let's just say it's his dad. He starts imaging, and all of a sudden his tattoo gets activated, and the blood that was on his hand looks like it sucks up into his hand, into the tattoo, and he does this big ball and throws the big guy away from him. And I think it kills the big guy too, because you see the big guy just against the wall, all bleeding and stuff, but I'm not sure if he was dead or alive. But we don't particularly, she was shocked. Blizzy was shocked about him being able to activate it, but I don't think we know particularly what activated his tattoo. My best guess was the blood on his hand made the tattoo activate. I could be wrong though, but I think the tattoo activated because of the blood. But we could be wrong. It could be because of him imagining about how he is about to die and blah blah blah, and his dad, the thoughts of his dad could have been another reason, but could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But from that point, that was the end of the episode. So we just got to find out what particularly activates his tattoo, how he can use it all the time, how to control it. So we got to learn a lot of stuff about him with his new thing now. And then he can go to ask Bluesy about like how she got hers and how he can control it, and ask her how she was able to control hers, stuff like that. But anyways, I'll definitely be doing reactions to this video though, to this, for sure. But anyways, peace. See you people next time.